You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button.
It's good to see you. Busy time for you right now, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. Everything's starting to come to an end, though. Process is winding down. I'm excited to be here doing this. It's pretty cool.
How long have you been? Because I'm sure you're jetting all over the country right now. So how long have you been back home? Baton Rouge?
I mean, I've been back since after the combine, but I've been going back and forth on these visits and stuff. I got back from somewhere out on the West Coast. Let's just say that, like 2 days ago. So I've been back for 2 days. Yes, sir.
You're racking up freaking flyer miles.
No doubt. I've never been on a plane this much in my life.
We're here, obviously, at our Lake Children's Hospital today in conjunction with the Miracle Children's Foundation. How did you get connected with the organization?
Yeah, Mr. Rick, he just reached out. He thought I was my dad at first. He was like, am I speaking to Will Campbell? And I was like, no, sir, this is Will. And, he just kind of told me about, what he wanted to do here and told me that my former teammate, Jaden Daniels, did it last year. So, it was something I was very interested in. And I'm just super excited to be here.
Yeah. You've done a lot of outreach like this through your
Yeah, career? My cousin, who was like my little brother, that he passed away last year. They had a fire at our home camp and things like that. I won't get into all the details about it, but he was 16 and, we started a foundation. My family did. After that, we've been able to do stuff around the Northeast Louisiana area. I think over the past 2 weeks, they've given out 10 scholarships to college. So, it's been something I've been familiar with, being able to get back to the community. So I love doing it for sure.
Of course, you're with Bryce as well, and you've got a pretty amazing story for you and for your family. Why is it important to do things like this?
Yeah, I've experienced. I've been in these kids on the hospital floor shoes, and I know what it's like to have an athlete, or in my case, an athlete or celebrity, someone of notoriety, come and visit them and just lift their spirit. Really get the motivation to get at it and be healthy.
It is important to note also that you don't typically dress like this. He's missing the head, but he's dressed up like the Easter Bunny today, doing his part to bring a lot of joy to the kids here. Anything specifically about today that stand out? A child that you met or any interaction that you've had?
All of them. I think it's been really cool just to see all of them. They're all super excited. I think their eyes light up when they see that iPad, but then when they see me and the Easter Bunny. So it's just been really cool to get in here and meet some of the families and things like that. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, Bryce, why did you all decide iPads were going to be the gift that you all give away?
Well, I feel like everyone wants an Apple product, and it had to be an iPad. And I was fortunate enough to have an iPad when I was in the hospital, and I know how important it is to just keep connected with your community, whatever it is. So obviously texting and stuff like that, and then you have that entertainment factor, obviously watching movies or playing games or whatnot. And what I feel is most important is the education too. You can zoom into your FaceTime or whatever it is to your classroom and keep up with your smarts, your books, whatever that, and graduate with or do school with your class.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing that y'all are doing. You giving your time here today, especially with everything going on. Are you at the point a little more than a week away from the draft where you're just ready for the whole thing to be over?
Yeah, this is something that I've worked for my whole life. So I try to, not look too far ahead, or, I just try to stay in the present, stay where my feet are and things like that. But, it's the back end of the process. So everybody's tired. Everybody's ready, to be on a team and just be back to doing what we're doing, and that's playing football. So that's the biggest thing.
Normally, whenever we have a chance to talk at different media gatherings or whatever, you might be in uniform. I realize how long your arms are. It's crazy out there, these guys.
Yeah, no doubt. I think right now they look like 37 inches.
Is it I know you've been asked that. That's got to be. Actually, let me ask you this way. That's such a media-centered topic.
Yeah,
when you go meet with teams, do you actually talk about that?
No, not at all. It's been that's what you said. They all kind of ask me, what do I think about, the media saying that? I'm just kind of like, it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You got to find something to critique.
Do you, we've become so accustomed to seeing you so dominant at left tackle. There's been talk about guard. Like, have you ever played guard in your life?
No, sir.
You've always been left tackle.
Yes, sir.
Like, would you be comfortable moving positions if it happened?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to get on the field to, help my team win, bring back the Super Bowl, whatever I got to do to, help that case. But most teams see me as a tackle. There's a certain few, 2 or 3, that play me as a guard. But that's because they have Hall of Fame tackles, and and they want me to play next to them. And then whenever they retire, then I move out to tackle. So it just really depends on the situation, regardless of where I'm playing. As long as I'm on the field, taking care of my job, winning games, that's all I care about at the end of the day.
We all saw like photos of you as a kid when your LSU hit, right? Like your uniform and all that stuff. Did you have a NFL team as a kid?
Yeah, I mean,
you said Dallas.
no.
You're trying to kill my spirit here.
No.
The Saints are already this below, and now you're going to say the Dallas Cowboys.
No, my dad used to take us. So every year he would take us to LSU game on Saturday. Then Sunday we would drive down to New Orleans to watch the Saints. But I mean, I'm not a guy that's going to cry if they lose, like some of y'all in South Louisiana. But
that's deep, bro. That is
but I do support them, being a Louisiana boy. So for sure.
What if you're still on the board at 9 and the Saints call your name, you get a chance to play professional ball in Louisiana? Have you given that thought? What that would mean?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be really special for me and my family. Like I said, the state has done so much for me and my family and everybody in my support system. So to be able to represent, not only the state, but my family and, that organization would just, it'd mean a lot to me.
Okay, I got a couple of more. Give me a thought on the Tigers in 2025, the team that you're. I'm guessing. I know you've been out some of the practices out there. Give me a thought on what you've seen so far.
Yeah, I think they got a contagious energy about them. You can see it. Everybody's excited to be out there. I feel like they have a real close bond of a team. They got some key players in the portal. I feel like but the biggest thing is you have a quarterback in Garrett. So that's to win any football game at professional or college, you got to have a dude at quarterback. And you have it, so you're putting yourself ahead of the 8 ball there for sure. And then you throw in other pieces that they put in the portal. It just adds on. And I'm excited for them. I have a close relationship with a lot of the guys on that team. So I'm just excited for this season to watch them do what I know they can do.
Give me a quick thought on Tyree if he ends up being the guy replacing your left tackle.
Yeah, Tyree's a great dude. Been there with me for 2 years. And he's a freak athlete. He's a really good athlete. And a good person. He's learned each and every day. I tried to teach him as much as I could while I was here at Emory. Same. Miles Frazier, the same. That we'd all try to invest in younger guys so that whenever we left, that they didn't skip a beat. And I feel like he's stepped up into a role where he's kind of an alpha in the room. And everybody, the younger guys are looking to guys like him and DJ Chester and Beauport, like guys that have been there and seen what it takes. So I'm super excited, not only for him, but everybody in the room.
And Bryce, you were a high level athlete as well before your diagnosis. What does it mean for you to have someone like Will? Obviously, like the iPads are really cool, right? But it's also someone like that giving his time to be part of this organization as well.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, motivation. I come from an athlete. You give it all, and watching a high level athlete like Will come in there and tell you, like, just chat with you and talk with you. It's great. It really gives you the motivation to want to get out and want to be healthy.
Yeah. If somebody's watching and listening, they want to participate in the foundation. How do they do that?
Yeah, visit us on our website, www.miraclechildren.org. Super simple, miraclechildren.org. And on there, you can obviously find testimonies and videos, clips, and stuff, and pictures of all the work that we do.
Bryce and Will with 37 incomes, by the way. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.